Hello everyone! So for today's video I'm going to be comparing the new Flower Moon palette compared to the original Flower Moon. So if you want to see these two compared, then please stick around for today's video and make sure you are subscribed to my channel before leaving today, and let's get into it. First things first, you know it, I'm going to show you the new Flower Moon up close and personal and read you all some information on the new Flower Moon palette. So this retails for $69 and you can use my affiliate code BRITTANYRAE to save some money. Thank you so much if you do decide to use my discount code. And it does show that this is available now. The Flower Moon palette features 21 stunning shades, 3 multi-chrome shades, 7 pigmented buttery mattes, and 11 shimmer duochromes and specialty shimmers in a variety of different textures. And I did find out something really cool on the website I didn't know before, that the full moon of May, it's often called a flower moon, and the term comes from a bloom that appears in North America around that time. So I just wanted to share that because I thought it was really cool to find out like where the palette name originated. So now that you've seen some close-up swatches, all the things, I'm going to go ahead and dive in to the comparisons. So before we jump into the swatches, I want to show you the exterior packaging, how the top one is the new one right here. This is a new one. This is the original on the bottom, so not too much of a difference, just a little bit. Some nice contrasting touches. And on the inside of the new one, we do have a mirror, but keep in mind the original also had a mirror. One of the main differences is that these pans are actually magnetic now. So as you can see, the new one, you can just like literally pop them out like this or use a magnetic tool, but that's what they look like compared. So first, I want to go ahead and swatch the mattes first before I swatch the shimmers. That way, all my mattes don't have sparkles on them. And I just want to kind of do an overview. This is going to be a very short, to the point kind of video. That way it doesn't get confusing, no rambling. Give you the information that you were here for. First, I'm going to swatch the bottom row of mattes just so I won't have shimmer all over the matte shades. And as far as the changes on the bottom row goes, the only changes that I noticed, it was the yellow. The new one is more of a poppy yellow, and the original, it's more of like a grungy yellow. And then the very last shade, Renew, this new one has more purpliness to it, whereas the original, it's more of like a cool tone gray. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the matte swatched. Okay, so here we have it, the new palettes up top and then the originals on the bottom. As you can see, these two Renew, this one's more gray and this one has more purple saturation. And then the original over here, the yellow, it's just like a touch more grungy, just a touch more of like a darker yellow. Whereas the new one, it's more of like a brighter yellow. But those are the mattes, and that's honestly all the differences that I saw. Everything else pretty much is identical. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and swatch the top row of each palette. So as far as like the changes go, the shade Bloom, it's completely different. This one is more of like a yellow orange versus the original Bloom was more like a little bit of like a duochrome effect. As you can see, like they're very apparent different. You'll see that in the swatches. And then Pink Moon, it's now a completely different shade than this Pink Moon. This one's a very shifty special, absolutely gorgeous. You'll see that in the swatches. And then clearly Freesia, it's completely different. So the first three are the shades that changed. Okay, so here we have Bloom, which is the new palette right here. This is the first swatch, and this is Bloom, the original. A very different shade altogether. Sadly, we do not have the original Bloom anymore. It's just not as good in my opinion. This one's brighter, as you can see, yellow to orange, whereas this one has some even green in there as well. And now Pink Moon, I must say, is a huge upgrade. Pink Moon, this one is the new palette. It's so beautiful, and this is Pink Moon in the original. It's fine, it's just not all that, and I'll show you with the mirror as well. It's just such a better shade in my opinion. And here are the rest. Obviously the new palette's the first swatch, and then the original will be the second swatch. All these are the same in my opinion. Maybe just a few are more reflective. The quality may have been upgraded a touch, but this is the other additional change. The old palette, it's just a little bit of a lighter pink, and the newer palette, it's a little bit of a darker pink, and this one has like a touch more of like a gold shift in there. But honestly, there's only 3 changes for the top row. Okay, so here we have it under low lighting. Wow. I'm so sad the original Bloom changed, but the new Pink Moon, that is something beautiful. And here are the rest of the shades. No changes there other than the first two, which is Freesia. So, and I'm not mad about losing the light pink. But other than that, that's pretty much all the changes that I saw. Oh, they're so pretty. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the second row. I'm living for Pink Moon. It's so pretty. Okay, so now let's kind of do a summary of the second row and let's see what changed. Keep in mind the new palette is on the top. The original is on the bottom. So the only changes that I noticed, I would say like refresh, it's just like a touch more brighter. Very reflective, beautiful. These are the same. Now let's see, Awakening is no more in the palette that I saw. I don't see that in the new palette. I will say that Sapling is now Awakening, so it's not as repetitive, and I love that we still have Sapling. It's the new Awakening, and I think it is so beautiful. And then let's see, the shade Sprout, I'm assuming is what replaced Awakening, which if you're upset about losing the original Pink Moon, it's pretty close to Sprout. Sprout's a touch deeper, so you don't, you lose a green, but you also gain a rosy shade. So let me go ahead and swatch them now. I just kind of want to show you under this low light. Very pretty. Okay, so here we have the second row. These are the ones that did not change. So this is the new palette. This is the original. I just swatched them on top of each other so you could see that they are still the same. This one, in my opinion, it's just a touch brighter, not as dark, but it still has that red base. It's just a little bit different in my opinion. Okay, and here are the ones that switched places on us. I'm going to turn down the brightness. We have it under low lighting. Very beautiful. I'm honestly excited about the shade Sprout, which is right here. It's honestly really, really pretty. And then the original Sprout, don't get sad that we lost it because we didn't lose it, because it is the new Sapling. I have to show you with the palette and the swatches. And then let's see, the shade Awakening. It's so beautiful, and the original Awakening is no longer right here, which I'm fine with it because it's actually a little bit lackluster, because I was obsessed with the shade Sapling in the original palette, which that's the new Awakening. So we're all good here. I honestly think that all the changes were made for the best on the second row. So now that you have seen the swatches, I'm just going to kind of like go back over the changes and then we'll wrap this video up. Actually forgot, I had someone ask me to compare the greens in the Groovy Garden with the greens in the Flower Moon palette, and the only green that I thought was similar is Vintage Vibes right here and kind of the shade Refresh. They're not identical, but I mean you could kind of see some similarities. But other than that, they're all pretty different in my opinion, blended out. So other than that, you do get some different shades. Okay, so before closing this video out, I just want to kind of go over everything one more time. This is a packaging difference. The new one's on the top. The original one is on the bottom. And let's go ahead and open them up. They both do have a mirror, and the new pans are magnetic. I love that. As far as the palette goes, as far as like the mattes, let's start off with that first. The original yellow, it's more grungy. The new one's more poppy and yellow. And then the bottom shade Renew, and then Renew, the very last matte. This one's a little bit more gray. This one's a little bit more purple. So only two differences in the mattes for the most part. Now let's go ahead and do the top row as far as the differences go. The only three differences that I saw are the first three shades. Bloom is completely different than the original. I personally prefer this Bloom just because I really enjoyed reaching for it. But I still like the new one. It's very bright and beautiful. And Pink Moon, it's honestly one of my favorite shades in the entire palette, that and Flower Moon. But this is a huge upgrade compared to the Pink Moon that we have. This one is very similar to the shade Sprout, so you know, you're getting what you get, and also Freesia. And Freesia is replacing this one, which this one was a little bit lighter. So those are the only three differences that I noticed in the top row. Now, as far as the second row goes, let's go over it. I feel like in general, a lot of the shades are more reflective now. The formula seems to be improved better. Obviously, that was a whole intention of them redoing, well, one of the intentions of them redoing the formulation. So as far as the new shades in this one, I will say that Awakening is the new Sapling, and then a Sapling is the older Sprout, and then a Sprout is the additional shade because they do not have the shade Awakening anymore, which that's fine. This shade was honestly very lackluster, but very small changes, but still very necessary, and that's everything that I noticed. So if you stuck around this far, that is awesome, because I am actually doing a giveaway with the new improved Flower Moon palette. So I purchased this one myself. I had credit on the brand's website, so this one I bought, and then lo and behold, this one came a few days after I received it. So I just wanted to open it up together just so I could show you like the palette. I haven't even opened it yet just to make sure it's not broke. But if you want to enter my giveaway, I'm not going to make you do anything crazy. It's going to be very simple and easy. Okay, all I need you to do is comment your favorite flower and a moon emoji in the comments down below. All right, here she is. Let's make sure. There she is. Beautiful, unused, untouched. So she's going to go back in the box and she's going to go home with one of you. So just leave your favorite flower and your favorite moon emoji. I'm not going to make you follow me on every single social media site. Share it to everybody. Comment. And Lord, I feel like whenever people do giveaways, you have to just go through like hoops. It's going to be at random, and if you do win, I will message you and we can contact each other through Instagram. You can comment anything you want. Just make sure if you want to enter my giveaway, because some people you might not want to enter it, just don't leave a flower or crescent moon emoji. But anyways guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you found this helpful, entertaining. Please let me know down below, do you have the original? Do you have the new one? Honestly, if you have the original, definitely skip on this one. I feel like this is just for if you're like insanely obsessed with Ensley Reign, or even so you're just new to the brand. But honestly, the original is still lovely, still iconic. So if you have the original, do not feel like you missed out on something. I feel like this would be only for people who honestly want that magnetic pan, because this one you still have a mirror, so I think that's awesome. Anyways guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. Thank you so much for being here wherever you are in the world. I hope you're doing well. I hope that you are healthy, happy, and safe. Stay beautiful. Bye guys.